Today, we're making tortillas hechas a mano. These handmade tortillas are gonna remind you of the authentic taste you miss. Take a look at this texture. They're not too thin, not too thick, just perfect. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna need is your almond flour. So this is obviously an almond flour based tortilla. We have an egg, our baking powder, xanthan gum, and water. That's it. Super, super simple. And we're about to put this together. Okay, so we're just gonna put all the ingredients into a bowl. We have, again, our almond flour. This is just some baking powder. So I like to mix all my dry ingredients first, just to make sure that's all like evenly distributed. Xanthan gum. Okay. Give it a good mix. Just give it a little mix before you add any of your wet ingredients. Okay. So now we add in our egg, just one full egg, room temperature, and our water. And we're just gonna use our spatula to mix everything together and form our dough. And we can't forget our pinch of salt. Okay, so right now our dough looks a little crumbly, but that's what it should look like because we're about to knead it and then it'll all come together. So we're gonna grab a little piece of parchment paper, put our dough on here. Okay, and now we're going to knead. The texture will look like just a regular dough. So we're just gonna dust our parchment with a little almond flour, and that way it's just also more manageable because it's a little sticky, which is fine. You don't want it to be overly dry, but you also want to be able to manage, to make your tortillas and it not stick all over the place. Now that our dough is more manageable, we are going to cut it. Okay, so we're just using a pastry cutter. Now let's go ahead and cut. I'm gonna try to get at least 4 tortillas from this. Okay, so I do have a tortilla press here. It's just like a little wooden one. And we're gonna use our parchment. So I rolled it into a little ball. And now let's go ahead and press it. Woo! Okay, so let me show you. So this is like the size of a traditional corn tortilla. Not too thin, not too thick. I think the perfect texture. Okay, so I'm gonna finish making the rest of our tortillas and then we'll move over to the stove to cook them. Okay, so we have a medium low heat. I would say medium low heat. We don't need oil for this. Usually I would use like a cast iron skillet, but this is what we have today. So we're rolling with it. Let's go ahead and warm this up. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn it over. Woo, look at that. Beauty. Look at, you can make tacos, quesadillas. I wanna show you how pliable this is. They do not break. So you'll wanna flip it once it's nice and golden brown, just like this. Okie dokie, so our last tortilla coming in, nice and warm. So growing up, my mom made flour tortillas all the time. And while they were still nice and hot, we'd put a little bit of butter, which I'm doing now because guys, this is taking me back. And a little bit of salt. And we would, ooh, it's hot. Hold on, let me just rub it all over because this was the vibe right here. A lot of butter, a little salt, and all the flavor, okay. Of course you can make anything with these, quesadillas, tacos, whatever, but we are just doing a little bit of butter because this reminds me of like my childhood. Oh my God, they're so good. It's so crazy because they're made with almond flour, but it actually tastes like flour tortillas. Like a normal flour tortilla. So you guys can go make these right now. I'm gonna leave the recipe in the description below for you. Guys, if you really like this video, hit the like button, share this recipe with friends and family that are living a low carb lifestyle or that you know would enjoy a low carb version of like an authentic homemade tortilla. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait for you guys to make them. Come back, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Did you love them? How did you eat them? I love going through your comments and just seeing your feedback on it. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.